Welcome back to another episode of A Perspective. I'm your host, Ivor Williams. Today we have Lutepe, we have Doug, we have Pat, and we have Greg. And today we're going to talk about something that's a little bit more serious. Most of the time we just, kind of kicking it. But today we're going to talk about if someone, close to you, it could be a sister, a mom, a daughter, an aunt, someone close to you confided in you and said, hey, such and such celebrity, I was one of the people, that was touched. And I'm thinking about coming out and, telling it. And they come to you. What would be your thoughts and what would you say to them? So I want to start, we're going to start with Tep.
My first thought, if it was someone close to me, unfortunately it hasn't happened. I do know some individuals who have been a part of rape culture and who have been sexually assaulted. Not so much on the rape side, but sexually assaulted. My first thought would be to kill whoever did it to them. Okay. I mean, it's just my natural inclination is that I need to find whoever it is that violated somebody I love and care for and then do something with it. My next thought will probably be, what can I do to make it better? And when I say better, I mean, I can't take it away. I can't help you. But what can I do to empathize with you and get you some treatment or make you feel like you're not alone in this issue? As a lawyer, you're always thinking about what the possible redress is. What can I do to make you whole from someone who took something from you? In this particular instance, they've taken a piece of your soul. And what's unfortunate is that when people sexually assault individuals, whether it be rape or touching a breast or a buttock or anything like that, you want to make sure that they're taken care of. Right. Emotionally, physically, financially, they're taken care of. And so, again, from my perspective and from my occupation, I want to make them as whole as possible.
Okay.
And part of that will be both physical by holding them and letting them know, hey, I'm here for you. And then two, going after that person with everything I have. Yes. Again, initially it'd probably be something violent, but if I can't do anything violent, I will try to do something else.
Okay. All right, Doug, let's go to you, man.
Well, me personally, I have, a couple of people who have been, now that I think about it, a couple of people have been sexually assaulted in a various way or manner. And like both of y'all were saying, empathy is what is needed right now. I don't care how long it's been, if it's been 10 years, 30 years, because the culture, the people that I know have been sexually assaulted, they did come out. And when they did come out, the people that's closest to them pushed them like, hey, whoa, we're going to keep it quiet. Shh. It's like...
And that's another topic within itself is like the black family
that
and how
keep coming
like
around.
How we come out and we actually say something and what's going on. Always that dirty uncle that always the dirty uncle. And we never address it.
Uncle June,
that's what the old folks say. Right. So to your point, I just wanted to go and say that. So,
like you said, you never address it. It gets swept up under the rug, and then these women get marginalized.
Right. And then that's when you get the era of women not coming out. And then they keep it, and that's when you get the 30-year, 20-year. Now I feel, now that other people are coming out and they are being believed, now I'm going to come out and say what I got to say as well.
That's part of family, though. The family has to, I hate to say this, but a lot of black families have that issue. Where there's that dirty Uncle Junebug, there's that dirty Uncle Man, or that dirty Uncle such and such.
Uncle Little Brother.
Who's touched a sister, aunt, or uncle, a little boy, and instead of calling him out and putting him into the police system or putting him into the judicial system, instead of doing that, what we do is say, we have to keep that a secret because it will shame our family.
Yeah, right.
And instead of shaming the family, when you shame the family, what you do is shame that individual, that young lady or that young man who's been sexually assaulted. And now they go into that hole and they hold it in for 20 or 30 or 40 years, and then they pass it on to their children.
Or they internalize it, and then their behavior...
It becomes violent, right?
Or they become...
Predators themselves, exactly.
They become sexual predators. They become loose.
Yeah.
They become the strippers.
Right there.
Yeah.
They be, you know what I'm saying? And I'll be damned if my daughters.
That internalization process of it, you spoke a word right there.
You know what I mean?
Like,
they internalize, and then they'll think back on their life why am I sleeping with guy after guy after guy?
Right.
Wait, was it because of Uncle Junebug?
They don't think of it like that. They think it's just normal.
They think it's normal, but then when they get 5 kids deep, three baby daddies, now they like, oh damn. It was because I came out so many years ago and my
Nobody
family,
gave
My
it.
family
and
failed me.
Right.
My family failed me. Family failed me.
Right.
Now that I'm an adult, now I figured it out. Now it's too
Usually
late.
it's too late, yeah, because
Right.
I mean, basically, it's a difference between having a 30-year-old mind and having a 15, 16-year-old mind.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Fact.
so you get a chance, you get more of the luxury to kind of think of it with more maturity than most would at that kind of age. So Pat, I want to go to you, man. What are your thoughts?
Again, just being aware of the conversation and having the dialogue between the genders and the perception of what's taking place right now during the climate, it's important. Just empowering our individual relationships, that the people that we cherish, the people that we care about, and knowing that they understand we're here for them. Like you said, showing them that we do care by acting a certain way because of how it impacts us. It's important. Having a daughter, is important. So therefore, she knows that daddy is trying to make sure that you are living in a world that you can be who you are.
Right.
That's important. Or the males in your life are trying to set a certain standard where you can live a certain life and not feel like you have to be a victim, or that you are a victim of circumstances because of how male behavior is.
And to that point, Pat, and I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good.
But I talked to some women, during the time of in the climate of rape culture, and they, a lot of us trivialize kind of their stories. Some of us trivialize their stories, but they said to me hey, imagine yourself as soon as you come out the door. Maybe that first compliment, that first, is cool. You're like, yeah, thank you. But you get that all day. It's crazy. It gets to a point where it could get a little unnerving. And, by the time you, with the 30th holler, try to say something and she's like, hey, she snap, and then you like, well, bitch, then we're like, and then it's kind of a vicious cycle. So
what's crazy about that is I'm kind of watching this series now called She Got a Habit by Spike Lee.
I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah.
So there's an episode on that series where Nola Darling, who's the main character, is coming into conflict with an individual that harasses her by saying, hey, hey mama, hey, let me get your number. Let me, just trying to address her while she's leaving, the quarters of her friend's home, going home.
Mm-hmm.
So I think about that segment of time, just I've never been that demeaning to try to approach a woman like, hey, let me get your number, little shot. Like, nah, that's not my approach. Like, I've always been in a situation where we can actually speak to one another, so I know who you are.
Yeah.
But there are circumstances that aren't always that case, where I'm hollering at you across the mall. I'm trying to get your attention. I'm with my homeboys, you with your homegirls, but I like you because you look good.
Right.
And that's the thing, you gotta, the male has to break away from, this chick is fine as hell.
Right.
I want to holler, but, we are physical by nature as men.
Right.
And so we have to be cognizant of that and how we approach these queens, because, again, these women deserve respect. That's just what it boils down to, because that's just it. We know by physical standards, we can overpower them. But we have to be accommodating to the fact that, that physically we can overpower them, but let's challenge each other intellectually in the conversation and say, let me get your number from that perspective. Let me challenge you intellectually.
But probably won't be you, because we respect women.
Exactly.
It's going to be your homeboy.
Homeboy.
Right.
Don't
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Hey, shout
Exactly.
So I guess the question,
Let me smash that shot.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Sean.
Yeah.
You don't
So I
get
guess-
it.
And then
Yeah.
you come up right after him, and now you
And then you
get
got to
the
beef with him because,
No, you got to beef with her because she's pissed off at him.
and then she called her homeboy.
So
Why
how do
you
we
ain't
change that climate? So how do we change that climate? You know your boy is foul. We've all had been out
I got
where a
five
guy
homeboys right now that's foul as shit.
that'll call a woman a bitch in a minute and say right. So
It's
how do we change that climate?
How do we? Listen,
No,
let me
we're
let me-
changing
no,
it.
we're
We're changing it.
Listen,
It's
so you
changing.
can't
Greg,
control.
Greg,
You can't control everybody around you.
You
Listen,
can't.
if you got 5 dudes with you, right?
Mhm.
Like you know me, I roll solo for this very same reason.
Because niggas will fuck up
Exactly.
your chances
When
for
I go
pussy.
out, it's me and
Get you
you,
locked
or
up.
it's me and Iva, Because Ivan don't do nothing. We all know that.
He's a great guy.
He's a great fucking guy. It's either me and you, or me and Solo, or me and one of my clients, or something like that, right? It's me and one other person. But the problem is, if you got a group of dudes, right? We all went to undergrad. Some of us went to HBCU, some of us went to PWIs, right? You got 5 dudes with you. It's always gonna be that one fucking asshole who's gonna smack a chick on the ass, who's gonna say, "Oh fuck you, bitch! You didn't give me your number." You can't control that dude, and when you try to check that dude, what's gonna happen? You're gonna beef with him, right?
Yeah.
And I've had this happen to me. I've checked some of my homeboys and said, "Yo, why you smack her ass, dog? Come on, man. You know what's gonna happen."
Now
Matter of fact, I'll give you a quick story. New Year's Eve, a few years ago, my homeboys smashed real shits. Smacked the girl's ass.
Wasn't me, by the way.
Dead wrong. I didn't say it was you. Dead wrong.
God.
Smash her. I said, yo, why you do that shit? Her brother come. We fighting on New Year's fucking Eve. I had to choke out her brother. Even though my homeboy was dead wrong, her brother wanted to do harm to my homeboy. So I had to fuck him up to protect my homeboy.
Exactly.
So that's why I say it's like an endless cycle.
But
Even if you try to do something.
him.
No, I
There we go.
No,
That's a
I
whole
had to,
nother-
wait. I had to protect him from
What?
well, let me finish.
Okay.
I had to protect him from the assault from the brother.
Yep.
I could have pulled
But he
him.
deserved it.
He did deserve it.
But you
I
can't-
can't. But you gotta understand.
So he need to learn that lesson. So next time he
I
won't
can't
do
let
that.
him get. I can't let him get beat up.
Why?
Because I
he
don't
has
have
to address
It's
it.
one-on-one, right?
No,
It's on him to address it.
because I could pull him to the side.
It was
He can address
one-on-one?
it.
No, it wasn't 1-on-1.
Oh,
It was a
no.
brother and some other shit.
Oh, okay.
But the
All right.
problem
So you
is,
negated that part of the
okay,
story.
I'm sorry, but the problem is you got to pull it.
I want to see what Greg thinks about it, man. Greg, what are your thoughts, man?
Man, it's so. I mean, I take pause because it's real difficult because
You got daughters,
I
Right.
got daughters.
Former player.
and you come from where we come from.
I was a wolf. I can admit that openly and honestly.
Wolf.
Yes.
What's above a wolf?
Man, damn. You was boy, yeah, you was a mate.
Yeah,
you was like a
he
damn.
He was a manimal. That's what we were like. Manimal.
Chill.
He's married.
Yeah.
now.
His wife,
But his wife knows.
Yeah. My girl knows what she got, so it's cool.
He's a man.
So, yeah, but yeah, man, it's difficult for me because it makes me like. If you ever notice when I'm online, I like to sit back and I like to take in everything. I just like to see the whole perspective of it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's because although I'm a wolf, although I got daughters, although I got a girl at home love to death, you know, and I don't be out here doing nothing and whatnot, but I got peoples in my life, in my close family, that this has happened to.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't take a Me Too and a hashtag and all that stuff for me to hear about this stuff previously.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so it's already happened in my life, and it already directed my life. Before Me Too, you remember when before Me Too it was a player's curse.
Yeah.
Because it was you wasn't shit to win. You know what? You're gonna have all daughters. That's all. It was a player's curse. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I had to player's curse. The shit happened or whatnot. So I say all that to say, I say all that to say, like, it's such a difficult thought to have because, like, when you have that curse, when you have that daughter, I told my daughter at one point, please don't make me go to jail for killing the motherfucker.
Man.
Because I will blank the fuck out.
Mm-hmm.
As analytical as I am, as I love my freedom, but anything happen to my seeds, the girls that I raise, I will blank the fuck out. Please don't have me go to jail. Please remove yourself from any situations. Please just stay in your dorm room and become a doctor like you plan on. You know? Please do that.
Stay locked away.
Yeah, stay locked away. But the realistic part of me knows like that's not gonna happen. Right. And the reason I know that's not gonna happen is because before me, my family members that are very, very close to me, and you know, full honesty, shit like on the male perspective side, shit's happened to, you know, me or whatnot. Mm-hmm. No homo. Nigga, I fucking ass. None of that shit. But you know, you ain't supposed to be fucking at 10 years old. So it happened to people in my family. It happened to me or whatnot. And it's like, where do I break the cycle at? And how do I break the cycle if I wasn't taught how to break the cycle? Right. But just pulling it all back, I realized that the way to break that whole cycle of this whole rape culture or whatnot is to make everybody accountable. Put that shit out. Put that shit out there.
All right, so that's a great ending point right there. Make everybody accountable.
Yes.
So everybody out there looking at the show, you know you have someone that everybody knows someone. Hold each person in your circle accountable. If we start doing that, we can start ending some of this rape culture. All right, I'm your host, Ivor Williams. Thank you for tuning in to another show of A Perspective. Let us know your comments below. Peace.